Hi, folks. Welcome back to another episode of RDR. We have got to take a look at this software I have discovered on archive.org. It is called WebWhacker. Now, hold on. It's not what you think. WebWhacker is nothing dirty at all. It is actually old school software from the mid 90s, 1995 to be exact, that allows a user to download websites for their viewing pleasure off the internet. Now, this is a time where dial up was the norm and going online was not as easy as it is today. We are pretty much now in an always online world where there's no needing to have to dial up or connect. You're just always connected from the time your computer starts to the time you shut it down and all times in between. Of course, in the 90s, we were dealing with really slow internet, 28.8 kbps modems and so forth. If you had a 56K, you were
Welcome.
pretty much rocking in style back then. It wasn't until the late 90s, early 2000s that we started to see broadband come into the picture and really transform the internet world as we know it today. So this was actually pretty cool software back then from what I'm seeing. And if I had it today, or if I had it back then, I would have been a pretty happy little kid because I did not get the privilege of going online very often. And when I did, it was always limited. I mean, you're sucking up the phone line and you're paying prices by the hour usually, or by the minute, hopefully not. Regardless, it was expensive. So let's just take a look at WebWhacker. I just can't get over the name WebWhacker. I mean, it's the worst thing I've ever heard, but it's also the best thing I've ever heard. It just couldn't be dumber. Before we get into the actual program, I just want to take a look at the README here. Let me open this up a little bit. That's not where I need to go. There it is. So really quick here, you'll see this is by Forefront Group Incorporated in 1995. WebWhacker is the newest addition to Forefront's family of internet products. It is a tool designed to reduce the user's dependency on the internet connection. WebWhacker downloads or whacks single web pages, groups of pages, or entire websites, including text and everything. It allows you to download it to your desktop. So just wanted to show you this because one, that's where the whacking comes in. I can't get over it. It's the stupidest thing ever. And I just wanted to show you when it came out. So the process could not be simpler, actually. It did take me a hot second to get this running. It wasn't understanding the web browsers I was using. But once I figured out how to make it look at the correct web browser, it was pretty much a piece of cake after that. So one thing to note is this does not download modern websites. It does not understand them and it just fails every time. So you do have to use the Wayback Machine to get it to work. Now let me show you. Let's say you're online. So you've dialed up, you're in, you're ready to browse the internet. But really, if you had WebWhacker, you just want to find stuff to look at later. Let's say you don't have time now. I'm trying to think of the best reason that you would have this back then, and that's about it. So let's go to the old net. I love the old net. You're late for work. You need to get today's MSN headlines, but you just don't have time to look at it. So here we are. I got my web page up. It's loaded. It's time to whack it. I can't say that. I'm done. I'm not going to call it whacking. I just I can't take it. It's the dumbest thing ever. I'm going to call it downloading or I mean anything besides. I just what were they thinking? So I got my web page up. It's just so stupid. First thing you would need to do is make sure in your preferences you're looking at the browser that you want to pull from. Simple in hindsight, wasn't very easy to figure out right away. But once you got that up, you first need to open up your group. So we'll just open up this group. I have downloaded this. I'm going to delete this actually because let's say you got your group here. You grab the URL. So it pulls in that URL from the old net that I have open in Opera. It's time to download it. Or in this case, you know, I mean, I'll let you look at the text there. I just can't take it. Once it becomes the little globe symbol, you're good to go. Now you can't look at it from here that I've been able to figure out, but if you go straight to your folder, go here, go back here, there, I can't remember where I downloaded this. So we got our sample file here. So it's pulled this in. There's our get URL. If we pull this up, you're going to see now that it's loading up. However, look where it's pulling from. It is pulling from my hard drive. So it downloaded the web page to the hard drive. This would be more appropriate if you had, let's say, let's go to like my local paper, or let's go to, I think that's a website. I mean, I don't know for sure. Let's say you had like a news article. Again, we're in a largely HTML universe of the web where everything is mostly text. I don't think this wants to find this. Oh, what's another paper that's huge? Let's just do this. There we go. So we're just at a basic CNET news website. And let's say, oh, no piracy, policing by ISPs. Back when that was a big deal. I mean, it still is, but was brand new to the world. And let's say you wanted to download this page. This would be, I think, something this would be probably the most useful for. So then you could be like, okay, I don't have time to read this, but I want to read it later. I've downloaded my article. I log off the internet.
Goodbye.
Done using my WebWhacker. I could come back here then, look from my drive, and you'll see I can read the entire article without being online, which is kind of the idea here. So, I mean, it's pretty cool for what it is. It's the worst name for a program I've ever seen, but I guess it could be, I guess it can't be worse. But I mean, I could see the use case then. I have no idea what this company is doing today. I have never seen any program like this dedicated to just this like this before, so I just wanted to take a look at it. I mean, this isn't hard to do today on a browser. If you really wanted to download a page, you could, print a PDF basically. It's basically doing that, only in a much more formatted way. It's cool. I still find it pretty cool. I've had a lot of fun playing around with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've ever used this particular software or anything like it back in the day. I'd love to hear valid use cases to where this was actually a necessary thing to do and actually made sense. Also, would love to hear if there's any programs that download the full spectrum of the website. I highly doubt it, but I can see why there is this limitation. So, useful in 95. Fun to look at now. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day.